The Woodcrafts. All right, let's try this again. Okay. All right. That's roughly block shape now. Still no package. How is there no package yet? Let me check on that for you, Shoot. Should I use a block plane on this? I don't have one that's wide though. Actually, I do have one that's wide. It's just not sharp. I don't feel like sharpening it right now. This is not worth that time. I can put this on the saw and clean it up. Although on the table saw, I don't know how well that's going to work because I can't get my, I think I can get my blade this wide, but this I definitely cannot do. So I'll get some more of this foil tape off. Shoot, I'm just gonna end up hitting that with this saw. Not even worth it. Oh, hey, what's up, Keith? Yeah, I was on here just a few minutes ago, and then of course my internet signal went out. I painted the focus accordion thing for the camera prop, and now I'm working on this block for the candle holders. I got that a piece of wood that the resin had seeped out and actually came off fairly clean. It was just a section here that I was able to use a chisel and just really peel the resin off. Actually, what? Yeah. So if I get this on the table saw, which I would have to move a bunch of crap, that's fine. And then try to square it off. The only part I'm worried about really though is going the other way because I have to flip it. I could run it on the planer. No, I'm not going to do that. Gee, that'd be a ton of work right now. Could I do it on the miter saw? Do I trust? Do I trust myself I could do that without chopping my hands off? I think so. So I need to trim off like half a blade width in all 6 directions. I'm gonna actually start with cutting this and this, square those off. Then this is mostly flat here, so I can put that up against the fence. I can trim. Yeah, I gotta square these edges off first, so I can use that. All right, let's see what happens here. Hopefully, I don't chop a finger off. That'll make for a bad Sunday. So, Keith, did you come up with a modified design for your press and op test it? All right. Before I do that, I'm going to clean this because, God, there's just so much sawdust everywhere. So I'm going to put some things away. What? Crazy talk, right? Put some things away. And then clean off the saw bit. Then create more sawdust. Still in the process. Okay, fair enough. All right. Pencil. I always need a pencil. There's no point putting that away. These bits, though, these can go in this drawer. That's where I'm most likely to look for them. These card blanks I'll put in my laser drawer. That's where they should be. That's where I thought they were all along. This is a little tiny piece of scrap. More small bits. I'm about to do a cube set. I'm about to get a really cool special order. I will need these, and I'll actually put those. I've already got these sanded down, but I'll put them over by the sander. I'm going to need those next. Tape measure. Ooh, this little thing here. I'll put that with the other ones. I don't know where this set is. Put it in there for now. What is all this? Oh, my glasses prescription. That's actually something I need. I'm gonna order some more glasses. Put that up there. This is all trash. All right. This should be at the table saw. So that's where I will put it, because that's where it belongs. Get rid of that. Oh, barrel hinges. I've been meaning to use these. Ooh. I'm actually going to try these with this project here that I'm working on. I'm going to make a box out of a piece of this. So I'll do some candle holders, but then I'm going to make part of this into a box and then try these barrel hinges. All right. Those will go in there with other random parts. I don't know why I got those, but they're there. I need to throw that in my car. Put that over here. Well, I'll find it later. Hang that up, put that away. Actually, I can hang there, can't it? Yay. My dig it tool, which I almost never use anymore. That'll go in the drawer, or who that was supposed to go to. That can all go in the toolbox. That's all junk there. I don't have anything. Oop, there is a little bit right there I gotta put away. All right. Get the vacuum going here in a second. So once I can get to the toolbox, I will put those away. And for now, this. I'll go hang this up. And that's empty. Hang that up. So I've never used a barrel hinge before. It's gonna be interesting. All right, let's grab this bucket of sawdust. Oh, son of a gun. All right. That's funny. I saw a thing pop up on Facebook or YouTube or something. It's like, don't trust woodworkers on YouTube. They show this pristine shot, but really it's a complete mess. A lot of influencers are like that. You know, cooking channels and stuff like that. Man, what you see is what you get. I'm a mess. At one point, I was going to save all these little triangle pieces, all these little pyramid things, but they're not consistent enough to really do anything with them. And I already hoard enough stuff, so away it goes. Into the trash. Oh my. This is so weirdly satisfying. Really should just open this up from this side, right? That way? Right, I got most of it out. Crazy, I can see this work surface again. Tilt that and get the last of it. So, when I eventually get around to making a full work surface for this saw specifically, I'm going to have to remember to put some kind of downdraft suction on it. Because of the amount of sawdust that gets up underneath it. All right, turn that off. I've almost filled up that bucket again. All right, this little other drawer. This little one right here belongs in here. I'm only missing 2 bits out of this. Can you believe that? 1, 2. Yep. 2 bits. I'll find them eventually. Like, I haven't broken them, but usually I'm missing a lot more out of a set like that. All right, so I'm going to trim here first. Let me go get this set up. First things first is unplug this, because I'm going to need that power for the saw. Let's move the saw out of the way. I wish I could run the saw and the... Ooh. The vacuum is really full. That shouldn't be that way. So is the bucket. The bucket's really full too. If it wasn't raining outside, I'd empty it, but I don't feel like standing in the rain. A moment. Hey, what's up, woodchucker? Woodchucker, what do I owe you? I owe you something. You put a message on YouTube a while ago. I don't remember what the heck it was. Hey, old path, how's it going? Let's see here. I definitely want hearing protection for this. Probably want breathing protection too, but I'm less worried about that at the moment. Okay, let's say hello. Boop-a-doo. Where is my hearing protection? I just used it the other day. Oh, there it is. It's over at the loud sander. All right. So I'm going to take just a hair off of everything. It would help if I plug that in. We go a little bit more to get that tape off of there. So let's go another half a blade width here. All right, cool. Now the other way. I'll tell you what, this resin, like dust, sawdust, it gets everywhere. It sticks to everything. It's pretty crazy stuff. All right, those two surfaces are good. Now that those are good, I can go the long way. Oh, that's almost. Do I trust myself to hold that and not cut my fingers off? We'll see. Not too bad. I could probably go a little bit more because I barely took anything off there. Which was kind of my intent. I'm trying to save as much material as possible. But all right, that is pretty flat. There's a couple spots where it's still shiny, so that means it's a low spot, but I don't want to take any more material off. Okay. Now the other side. Let's rotate this puzzle around a bit. I really, really don't need to take much off of here. Oh, that's something close to square. What is going on there? It might be because of the surface it's resting on. That's really, really bad. Okay. Well, now that that's flat, let's go this way with it. That's still like it's not going to be. It's going to take quite a bit off. That's more or less square there. I almost want to put it down with some double-sided tape just to make sure it doesn't move. Still, just a little bit of that tape is still on there. Son of a gun. No more. Still missed it. That's not going to sand. All right. It must be shifting a little bit. I'll try sanding it and see what happens. I don't feel comfortable doing that anymore. So now we're actually going to use the vise for this. For this sanding. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm going to for this. All right. All right. Hold on a second. All right, we're shifting over to the vise. We're going to do some sanding with the with the orbital. What's the likelihood? It should sand it. We'll see. Worst case, I got to throw it on the planer. And then making this, it's like squaring this up without a table saw is going to be interesting. I almost should throw this on the planer. But I'm not going to. All right, here we go. Let me grab power from the saw. Let's see, what time is it? I gotta start making dinner soon. It's 4:30. All right, I need. Where did I put? Oh, over there. Sanding discs. There's some 80 grit. I definitely need some of that. What's this? 100. Okay. 60. Do I need 60? Yeah. Some 120. That's 320. That's jumping up a little bit. I will need that though. Need to find the 240. Or 220. There we go. Sorry, 220. Okay. 220. And then the old stuff. I really need to organize this again. It's the story of my life. 120, 150. Don't care. Look at the stuff it's 320. Aha, 400. I need that. And then 600. I need one of those. And then I think I've got 800 in here. I have 800? No, just 600. Okay. Yeah, 6 is the highest I've got. But I can go, if I need to, I'll go by hand with a higher grit and work it from there. Okay. So I'm going to start with some 60. And see if we can't rough this out a bit. Okay, I got most of that. Oh my phone is now covered in a fine sawdust. So I got most of that aluminum tape off. See if I can't get the rest of it without having to cut this again or try to sand the crap out of this. This has got like resin on both sides of it, though. That's the problem with this little chunk here. Like, and this is always going to be a divot, but that's fine. Gives it character, right? I just want to get the aluminum tape out of it. Never cut towards yourself, they say. Watch me get impaled by a knife today on live video. All right, I can kind of dig this out here. And I'll just leave this little divot in here. I am going to sand it though. I'll just add a little character to it, right? Do. Almost got it out. All right, there we go. Got it. I don't think I have any more aluminum tape stuck on this anywhere. So I'm just going to give that a quick sand with that 60 grit, a little rough. And then we'll move up. Actually, I'm going to flip it and sand the other bits too. All right, shape that a bit. Turn it. Actually, let's turn it 180 degrees and do that side first. That would be the smart way to do this. I thought that was moving. I couldn't quite tell, and sure enough, it was. Trying not to gouge that too bad. I should be good this way. Nope. What I should do. No, that's not gouging. Okay. I might grab some 1/8" plywood and put it on the jaws of the vise. When I get to the finer grits, I definitely want to do that because I don't. It's just like you're just undoing the work you did. All right, 60 grit done. 80 grit is next. So they say you're supposed to go up 50% in grit at the most. Put that in the fan there. Hold on. Yeah, most you're supposed to go up 50% in grit over the previous. So 60 and 50% is 90, and well, 80 would be the next one. Did I don't know what I was going to ask there. Sorry. I kind of need multiple cameras. I need more than one. One of these days I'll buy some like GoPros and use those. One of these days. All right. Back to this. Okay, so actually what I should do is mark this with a pencil at this point, so I know which sides I've done. I'm going to lose track. Oh, and I need to get the my sacrificial pieces here. Oh shoot! I've got to do 1, 2. Shoot, I got to make whatchamacallits, coasters for my students. I'm supposed to give them to them last week, and I didn't. Okay, that should be enough. There we go. Nope, I need to raise that up. Otherwise, I'll never be able to sand it. It's actually maybe something I can make on the laser is a block that would go over the end of this. Get the ends. Actually, what I'm going to do is, so I don't do that anymore, is tape those on. Grab some of my good tape. Let's go as low as possible. Come on. Yeah, that should work. Good old nuclear duct tape. Oops. There we go. That'll work. All right, now throw that back in there. Tighten her up. All right. Once I get up to the 400 range, it should start clearing up a bit. I got some of those teeth marks in there from the jaw. Why did I do that? Oh, because I need to mark it with a pencil. That's why. Ugh. I need to do the ends. Put that in the pocket. Okay. That was 80, so next comes 100, I believe. Yep. Actually, I could jump to 120, but since I have it, I'll just use the 100. I probably should have cut this up into its individual pieces first. So I'm going to have to sand it again once I get it sliced. But that'll just be, basically 2 surfaces that I have to do instead of 6. This is a lot of work for something so simple. but something I wanted to do for a long time. Anybody out there ever been to Nashville? I gotta look for some things for my wife and youngest daughter to do. We're going to Nashville late summer to go watch the Foo Fighters. And my wife and my youngest daughter not interested in seeing the Foo Fighters. They've seen them once. That was enough for them. And the other three are going to, or the other two rather, going to go watch the Foo Fighters. And then my wife and daughter are going to hang out in Nashville. I've never been. Oh, I forgot to like my own video. All right. What are we up to now? 120? Yeah, 120. I'll end up squaring this up when I cut it into smaller slices. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll square it up then. I can really start to see where there was some like cracks and things. It's almost like what went into the wood there. It's a fun thing about resin. It's getting little things like that to happen. All right, almost halfway there. Need to go start making dinner. All right, we're up to 220. Yep, just 3 more after this. Okay. I got one little section of marks right there that kind of annoying, but it's all right. All right, we're getting to the point where now it's really feeling smooth, and I'm gonna have to do some. I have to wet it and let it sit, because if I'm gonna sand it, I might as well make it smooth properly. All right, so now's the point where actually I want to wet it. All right, give me just a moment. I grab some paper towel, some dampened paper towel. Be right back. Oh, Gracie, you are very wet. Is Jake wet? You're very wet, Gracie. I'm gonna dry you off. Okay, so one thing you want to do if when you get up to like the 300 grit is wet the piece, damp cloth, right? What it does, well, one, it's picking up the sawdust off of there. The other thing it's doing is lifting up those little wood fibers. So the next pass, you're actually sanding down those little wood fibers that, pop up. So it'll feel real smooth at 220, and then you do this, and it's like, oh my god, that's really rough. That's all those little tiny wood fibers are coming up. And I'll wipe off my phone camera here. Wow, it's dusty. So yeah, that's it's pulling up all those little wood fibers. I'm just gonna let that dry real quick, and then go up to the next level of sanding. And nobody's left. It's just me. That's cool. I don't mind hanging out with myself. let that dry off for a minute. I really can't wait to add the hard wax oil to it. Let's see what that does. And I will show you one issue with the resin here in a moment. Ooh, I like that. So I'm just looking at something real quick here. I'll take a really quick breather. Man, everything is covered in sawdust right now. I mean, everything's always covered in sawdust, but all right. So this is dry. Ooh, that's rough. So I don't know if it's going to come up on camera or not, but that's filling with sawdust right now. It's little tiny air bubbles that was in the resin. That'll happen sometimes. Like you'll think you got all the air out of it and you didn't. So just something to be aware of when you're working with resin. That can happen. So your choices are A, leave it, which I've done before. Try to clean it out as best as possible, which I've also done before. Or cut down further into the surface to try to get to a part that doesn't have any air bubbles in it. I don't recommend that. That's because then you're just doing all this work all over again. The sanding part. Okay. Did I move up in grits yet? I don't think so. This is 220 now. All right, time for the 320. This is where it's going to get really smooth, and I got to wipe down in between every pass. The nice part about this part of it is it takes a lot less sanding at this point. I'm actually probably going a little bit longer than I need to on the sanding, but that's all right. Okay. Do I have a glue on this shirt? I do. That's what's been poking me. Okay, let me grab some more. Actually, I can reuse this damn paper towel here. Next wipe, I'll need a new piece. That's some beautiful black walnut. That's for sure. The resin's pretty cool too. Like that's what it's going to look like when it's all said and done. In theory, anyway. I'll wipe out as much of that sawdust as possible. All those little holes. It's hard to do. All right, let that sit and dry for a moment. Oh, excuse me. Just letting that dry. And then I gotta go make dinner. I'm gonna get done sanding with this, and then that'll be it for tonight, I think. What I am going to do is I'm going to put a thin coat of the hard wax oil on the part that has the most resin on it, just to see if it works, like I think it's going to. And then next time I get on the live, I can show what the result was. Almost dry. Yeah, it's pretty smooth, but there's still a couple of raised spots, which is what wetting that down does. It makes it a smoother sanding when all's said and done, by raising those fibers just a little bit. I'm going to find, while that's going, I'm going to find what I'm making for dinner. The chicken. Oh, there's some chicken there. Those are thighs. I'll do thighs and I'll do breasts. Okay. Actually, I think that's a mix of thigh and breast in there. I have down here. That's a mix for sure. Let me grab. That's thigh. That's thigh. I know I got chicken titties in. There we go. Found the chicken titties. Okay. Let me go start thawing these out real quick. Be right back. Kaden! Be right back. Oh, shoot. Stop using that sink, isn't it? Yep. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. All right, he's sleeping. All right. Everybody's sleeping. Everybody's having a nap. That's cool. I might throw these in the air fryer instead of the oven. So you can thaw out a little bit. I'll finish them off in the oven with the barbecue sauce. All right. Let those thaw out real quick. All right, let's do this. Let's finish sanding. That's nice and dry. Cool. All right. Pencil. It feels nice. It's wicked smooth. Wicked. Okay. What are we up to now? 400 grit. Holy crap. I almost never do anything at above 320. That is smooth. I'll make sure you're getting that little divot that was left over. Man, love it. I'm not going to bother wiping that down. I'm just going to go right to the next grit. And I don't even think I need a pencil for that. We're almost done for today. I wish you guys could feel what this wood feels like, because it's. I love getting up to the hundreds and hundreds of grits. The off chance I do a project that gets up that high. Like my cutting boards, I don't do. I go up to 320 at the most. It's so nice. I mean, it's like, oh, it's so ultra smooth. All right, now I need to wipe that down with microfiber. I don't want to wet this because I don't want to lift any of those fibers up. But I do want to try to pull all the as much sawdust off of here as I can. At one point, I had bought some like dusting cloths. It's basically just microfiber, like a real fine microfiber, like you use for your glasses. It's a tack cloth. There we go, a tack cloth. It is a little sticky, but man, I wish you guys could feel what that feels like. So this is without adding anything to the surface of it. I think I'm going to add the hard wax oil to this part right here and see what that looks like. So let me grab some gloves, and then I will. I get the oil right here. I've got gloves right there. I need to buy another box of gloves. Running low. And then I might do a live tomorrow, just to show what it looks like after applying the hard wax oil on the resin. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I've never done this before. I've actually never really used hard wax oil before. But I had seen a video somewhere where someone was using it and suggested. Actually, it was Dan from. Oh, why can't I think of this channel right now? Darn it. Oh, it doesn't matter. But that's what he was using on a tabletop he was doing. So I bought some. We'll see how this goes. Oh, that looks amazing. I'm going to do all or all 6 sides of this actually. Show you guys what that looks like. That is beautiful. I am loving that look. Hopefully it stays that way. The one problem with sanding resin is a lot of times the finish you put on it like tends to dry out and then it looks rough again. Like right after you sand it, it like kind of like a milky color to it. Yeah, some beautiful black walnut. I'll tell you what. I think I'm going to turn this into 3 ring/watch boxes. I think that's. I don't even think I'm going to bother making it into candle holders because this is gorgeous, gorgeous wood right here. And with the resin on there, ooh, really just makes that pop. All right, let's take a look at this. So first, the back side of it, you can see some of that figure that's in the walnut. And then, I mean, that makes that resin pop, that oil. It really, really looks nice. I don't know how much shine there is from the light, the ring light, but man, and that's going to take many, many coats. But I just want to see what it would look like once that oil's applied. And hopefully that oil doesn't evaporate like other finishes I've used in the past. And I can rely on that to be my final finish. Like I'll have to put 3 or 4 coats on once I cut everything up. I think I'm going to cut this into thirds and then cut lids in each and turn them into like ring boxes. I think that's going to look really, really cool. I don't know. All right, so that's it for today. I think I'm done. Thank you to anybody who's still on here hanging out. Thank you for hanging out today. And like I said, I'll try to get on tomorrow to show what that hard wax oil looks like after 1 coat, see whether or not it adhered to the resin, and kind of go from there. So, again, thanks for hanging out. I will see you on the next one, and go make something.